Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel where I create art and talk about whatever I want. I'm Hawkblood aka Laura and I hope you all are doing okay. ArtFight, are you ready to listen to my rant about ArtFight? If you don't know what ArtFight is, then I'm surprised you even clicked on this video. But if you really don't know, I will give you a quick rundown on what this mysterious ArtFight is. So ArtFight is an annual art trade game where artists can sign up and put up little profiles of their characters, like similar to Toy House in that regard. And once a year in July, usually, there is the actual game where there's two teams that fight against each other by attacking the other team's characters, if that makes sense. And each attack / art piece generates a certain number of points, and at the end of the month, the team with the most points wins the game. That was a very short and very narrow explanation of what ArtFight is. But yeah, for me, this year is the 4th year of participating in ArtFight, and ArtFight has a lot of problems that are actually quite known. There's the friendly fire balancing that is critiqued a lot. There is the team balance with the oftentimes unmatched member count. There is the whole issue on mass attacks, etc, etc. But today I don't really want to talk about like the obvious issues that arise with the participation of ArtFight. Today I want to talk more about my personal problems with ArtFight and why participating in ArtFight has become more and more of a struggle for myself. I actually know a lot of people struggle with the same feelings towards ArtFight as I do, and I just want to give these feelings an outlet and maybe make other people feel seen and less alone with their mindset and those feelings, because I know a lot of artists who do not participate in ArtFight due to the same reasons. To get started into the issue that I want to talk about is that I think everyone who participated in ArtFight at least once knows that ArtFight is pretty much ruled by furry and fantasy artists. And to be honest, a lot of OC artists are furry and fantasy artists. And that's totally okay. I love drawing fantasy characters. I'm not much into furries simply because they become a bit too realistic if I draw them, and then they look uncanny. Also, there are a lot of beginner and teen artists amongst ArtFight players, because honestly, there's nothing cooler than like an art trade game where you can receive art of your own characters when you are like a preteen or a teen, and even still as an adult, it's a very cool thing. So there is just this whole community of furry and fantasy young artists, which is totally okay. I really like that atmosphere a lot. But my problems actually also root from that community, if you will, but not because I don't like them, but because I have some personal issues with that. With a lot of beginner and teen artists, there's also a lot of beginner art that is floating around on ArtFight, and I personally really enjoy beginner art. I know there is, especially with the rise of TikTok, where beginner art has become more of a topic to hate, if you know what I mean. I really like beginner art. I actually love seeing young artists evolve, and I love the simplicity of beginner art. I really love seeing my characters in simpler art styles. I really like that. I really do. But as I would consider myself as an advanced artist, I am not a professional, I am not a Van Gogh, but I would consider myself as fairly skilled, and my character art usually takes a lot of time, especially when done traditional. I'm mostly a traditional artist. I do my little chibi/comic illustrations digitally from time to time. As you are seeing a speed paint of, it's my character Robin. The art is unrelated to ArtFight. I also think I don't have Robin listed in my attackable characters, but anyways, my art takes a lot of time, and even though my digital pieces don't take a lot of time, I really struggle with drawing digitally. It's more of a sensory issue. I really use drawing or traditional painting as a stimming method, so drawing digitally is very exhausting for me, even though it's only like an hour that I put into an art piece. Yeah, what I want to say is that my art takes a lot of time if I do like finished pieces. My usual approach for ArtFight is to send in like sketchy doodles, like stuff that is easy to make, looks good, and is not very time intense. So I usually go for little sketchbook doodles or marker illustrations, because that's the easiest what I can do that is fair for other artists, because I don't want to submit only sketches and stuff. Also, simply because you have to manage your time when participating in ArtFight, especially if you're working or going to school still and just simply have a main hustle in real life, then time management during ArtFight is crucial to get stuff done. So with that out of the way, my problem arises. For ArtFight, I submit little doodles of characters that are not comparable to the usual quality of my art. And this is where my personal problem starts, because I don't feel like my art for ArtFight is good enough. I sometimes feel really insecure when uploading my art there, because I'm afraid that people will see my other art and feel invalidated, if you understand what I'm trying to imply here. Yeah, I know probably none of the people I attack will think that, and I put a lot of effort in the attacks, that they are representable of the character, that it fits the character, that there's maybe a little bit lore in them. But I feel like I am not good enough for ArtFight. I really don't feel like, that I am suitable for ArtFight, because my art isn't wanted in a sense. It's hard to describe, because I also don't really get attacked a lot, and please don't use that statement to attack me. That would actually make me really uncomfortable if you use this video as a reason to attack me. Please don't attack me if you don't like characters of mine. I don't care. But the issue with... I see the problem that a lot of people on ArtFight don't see my characters as valuable to be attacked, because, as just said, there's a lot of furry and fantasy artists that are also specialized in furry and fantasy content. And I myself, I am a slice of life author. I write exclusively slice of life fiction with a horror and psychological twist into them, but I write very realistic characters and stories. There's no magic, there's just the horrors of everyday life, and a lot of people on ArtFight don't really want to engage with that, which is totally fair. I get that, but yeah, this makes me unwanted if I say it like very directly. I am not the audience for the average ArtFight player. There's also the issue that I make art of horses. I really love drawing horses and all of that. Equine friends. I really love drawing equine friends. And due to that, I also attack a lot of furry artists or pony artists. And oftentimes they are not interested in revenging human characters, which also is totally okay. If you're uncomfortable with drawing humans, I won't force you. It's still a bit sad because, you know, it kind of pushes the feeling that my art isn't appreciated. And overall, like, if people attack me, I am extremely grateful, but I oftentimes just get scared that my revenge isn't at the same quality, if you get what I mean. I just oftentimes don't feel like my revenges are dignified, like that they are up to the level of the attacking person, regardless of their artistic skill. I oftentimes just don't feel like that my revenges are good. I really have some very big problems in self-confidence in regards of ArtFight, and this is also the reason why I oftentimes don't attack people that I really want to attack, because I honestly don't care how much I am attacked, because ArtFight is about giving art, and of course people engage in ArtFight because they want to receive art. Everyone who claims otherwise is lying, but I still mainly use ArtFight to give art to other people, to try out other designs. As said, I'm a slice of life artist. I couldn't write fantasy, so it's really refreshing to have some fantasy characters to draw from time to time. Yeah, I just feel really self-conscious in regards of ArtFight, and that really bugs me because I know a lot of people feel that way, and it's sad. It's really sad. I try to step over those feelings and just do my art and not really care about what the receiver thinks, which is really weird because obviously I want the receiver to like their art, but also it has to be more irrelevant for me if I want to have fun with ArtFight and not get stressed out. This year ArtFight is a mess for me anyways because I am prepping for an art exhibit at the moment, so I won't have a lot of time to do revenges. I try to, but then I am more on the sketchy and doodly side, and then I feel bad again, so it's like a vicious cycle. So yeah, I try to get over it, but what I actually wanted to get across is that you're not alone. Like, there's a lot of artists on ArtFight that feel self-conscious about their art and feel like it's not good enough for the platform. Yeah, I don't know what I wanted to say more. That's very embarrassing, but I just hope I got the point across, and let me know if you struggled with the same, if you have any tips for that to get over it quicker. And yeah, I'm not addressing the known issues of ArtFight, it's just my personal problem. So yeah, let me know what you think, what your opinions on this whole matter is. And yeah, stay safe and stay hydrated. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.